And welcome back to another episode of Off Script. We are already going into week 3. Incredible slate coming up here. We got Texas A&M versus Notre Dame. We have Vanderbilt versus South Carolina. Minnesota versus Cal. That's a sneaky one I like to throw in there. Florida versus LSU. Tennessee versus Georgia. But the one I want to talk about today, game of the week in my opinion, playoff implications. Clemson versus Georgia Tech. This is a sneaky one. Clemson already one-loss team, lost to LSU. Georgia Tech played Colorado and then some nobody team. No disrespect to them. I just couldn't remember right now. But 2-0 right now. Clemson going to Georgia Tech. So this should be an interesting game. Right now it's Clemson minus 3.5 favorite, which is kind of absurd. This is 12th team in the country, favored only by 3 points. So kind of crazy. Noon kickoff, so let's get right into it. Starting off with Clemson. Must win for Clemson. Absolute must win. No room for error. Right here. This is one of those teams right now where I feel like it's one of those like wind-up generators where you got to like keep polling. There's flashes, you know. It almost works sometimes, but I mean, let's lock in now. All right, it's week 2. You don't have time. You can't stumble anymore now. We got to go. So, offensively, you're 110th in scoring offense. Not great. 128th out of 136 teams in rushing. That's where you need to just throw all your eggs in the basket. Once you establish the run game, once we get the rushing going, then everything else comes. And then looking at the defense, this has also been a little bit of an Achilles heel for this Clemson team, just limiting the big plays. You get those tackle for a loss, you get those sacks, and you get them to second and third and long, and then they still convert and to get the first down. That is demoralizing for a defense. So if we can limit that and just stop them when they're backed up a little bit, it's a successful day for the Tigers. And my keys to this game for Clemson are pretty simple. First off, establishing the run game. If you can run the ball on the road effectively, odds are you're probably going to win the game. That's just how it is. 4 to 5 yards on first down, that's success for the offense. That's how it is. Just those little chunk plays just to keep you going down the field, own the clock. That's how you're going to win this game. And then when you're playing Georgia Tech, you got to be able to stop the QB power. Haynes King's going to be running that just continuously. And then maybe a little pop pass to the tight end or something. But stopping that QB power is vital for this Clemson's defense success and for Clemson to win this game. Moving on to Georgia Tech. They have not beaten Clemson since 2014. That is 10-plus years. And think about that. You even beat this team in 10+. They're owning you currently, which is crazy to think about. My big question for this Georgia Tech team is who's going to be playing quarterback? Obviously, Haynes King did not play last week. We saw Philo, who's a very solid college football backup, I got to say. He threw for 300-something yards, which was pretty incredible for a backup. But Haynes King is the guy to win this game. If you want to win this game, Haynes King needs to play. But that's the question. Who's going to play quarterback? On the radio yesterday, Brent Key said that Haynes King should be ready to go. He will be practicing this week, so I have faith he will be playing. But, just heads up for that. And my key for Georgia Tech winning this game is just limiting turnovers. It's plain and simple. They had 5 first-quarter turnovers in the past 2 games. And they're 2-0, which is ridiculous, especially in that Colorado game. I don't know how they pulled that off, but just controlling the controllables, controlling ball security, and throwing the ball away and not taking a sack or something like that and getting a strip sack or something. Just controlling the controllables, like I said, and just playing smart. This should be a good day for the Georgia Tech offense. And then overall, bringing the juice, getting that stadium rowdy. Make it hard for Clemson to hear offensive calls or something like that. But I'm excited for this game. I really am. Game of the week for me, in my opinion. I feel like it's big for the ACC. Such early on, I think week 3. I know you got these Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, LSU, but those games I feel like are always played later in the season. So early on, seeing this one is huge. So that does it here for me. I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.